So I made a video the other day of how to make these little stones here, these kind of little gems, because I prefer to make my crafts rather than buy them. But I use things that, yes, you would probably have to either buy or have at home. Again, I said for the plastic, you could use pretty much anything. So I learned this technique on another Amazon or YouTube tutorial, but people had asked me what link. I couldn't find it after I had watched it. So that's why I made the video the other day using stuff I had at home, but it may not be stuff other people have. So as I said, you can use plastic cutlery, and you can get plastic cutlery in pretty much all kinds of different translucent colors. I mean, I got this package at the dollar store for literally $1, and I'm sure you can use the spoons and forks and everything, but I'm going to use the knife that I have. So obviously plastic knife, right? Next, draw a circle. Now this one I'm going to keep very organic shaped, more like kind of like a natural stone would be. These other ones I cut out with some snippers, and then I used my Dremel and just smoothed down the edges. Your husband may have a lathe or a Dremel or something that he could do that with, or maybe even a metal emery board may work. Okay. I know other people get their nails done for this kind of stuff. I have gesso on my nails, all kind of stuff. I'm not getting my nails done to do a video. Sorry guys. I hope that doesn't bother you that much. So the other thing is I'm using a pair of these kind of snippers because I think people usually have like metal tin snips at home. Though when I prefer to use my Mosaic snippers. Again, these are like 12 bucks on Amazon. Mosaic nippers, I think they're called. But you have a good pair of scissors, you could probably use those too. Maybe even wire cutters, a pair of wire cutters. These are old and kind of rusty. They're ones my fiance had, but I'm sure, let me see. Yeah, that would even work, see? Let me do it. See, that even worked. So literally whatever you have to cut this little plastic. I also said on the other video that you could use, I'm sure, Tupperware, plastic packaging, pretty much anything plastic that does have a little rigidity. I mean, unless you don't want the glitter and glue to break off. The other things you'll need are some triple thick glue. And again, I got this because I saw it on the tutorial. I thought it was going to be really thick, but it wasn't as thick as I expected. So, I'm sure your tacky glues or your gel mediums or anything like that would also work as long as it dries clear. So that's your thing there. So for glue, then you need some glitters, and an assortment of glitters would kind of be nice, sizes and textures. On this one, I'm going to make a clear or white kind of glitter. So I bought a whole set of Wow glitters on Amazon a long time ago. I do a lot of Amazon shopping. So this is a really fine glitter here, fine white. And then I also have a chunkier one. And then on the other video that she did, she used what's called a tinsel glitter. And I actually really like that tinsel glitter. Let me get it out. It comes in longer, they're kind of longer strands, which I'll show you in a second. And they catch the light really coolly. So let's see if I can. See how it's kind of longer strands there? And this one has a pink hue. This came in a package again on Amazon for, 10 bucks or whatever. And I'm sure it'll last me absolutely forever. I mean, I've had this Wow glitter for, 8 or 9 years because it came in a big set. So I have that, and then she also used and recommended some kind of glass glitter. I got this kind here, just playing with the brands. I had never used it before, so I figured, screw it, I'll get the shaved ice type. And it's just it's bigger and flakier, but I'm sure you could use any kind of chunkier glitter. So really, just whatever glitter you have. Don't really get too particular with it, okay? So let me move this stuff out of the way, and then I'll cut out my circle on my plastic fork. Again, we're going to try to make these little druzy type stones. This is the blue one I made the other day. I even made different shapes, you know. I even made, with excess plastic I had, I even made like a little, I don't know, whatever. Eventually I'll use it on a project. Okay, so I'm going to use these little wire nippers that I have, and yeah, whatever you have to cut the plastic, please don't get that picky with it. Rather than make them completely round, today I'm going to make them a little more organic shaped. So first thing we'll do is just cut off the excess plastic. And again, I usually keep my, so I haven't done this with a plastic fork, so we'll see how it works. I usually keep my excess pieces, just in case I get a nice piece that might work for just some random shape. I can't wait until my thing comes so I can set my camera up in a better angle. I'm trying to catch these in my hands so they don't go flying everywhere. See, it's like already making a little line to cut around. Oh, there goes my piece flying. Okay, let me grab that. Hang on one sec. Okay, almost there. So I'm going to try to get as close to my circle. And you can spend a lot of time doing this, just taking little pieces off. So it is pretty perfectly round without having to use any kind of grinder. I'm sure you can hear my washer going upstairs. Apologize, I'm in the basement. That's where I do all my crafts. And the bathroom's right above me. So again, just cutting all these pieces off. I don't want them on my piece of paper here. I'm working on just a disposable metal tray, and I bought a big pack of those, just like kind of like what you make pies in. You get the pie, pre-made pie things in, the tins, because I use those for making clay cutters of different shapes and stuff. I use those to paint on, like spray on, so I don't get my spray everywhere. I use them to bake my clay. I kind of use these little disposable baking sheets for a lot of things. And that way I don't get glitter all over. But you'll also need a piece of paper so you can dump your glitter back into your container that you mixed it in. So again, I'm cutting these, and I'm trying to get it quite round. So I do like it more round, but that's, again, my preference. I'm going to keep going with this and try to get off all these little edges. And it's really not that hard to cut. I mean, this cuts really easily. Now the other thing, because I'm going to make a clear one, I'll probably grab some alcohol or nail polish remover or anything you have, some kind of solvent to take off the permanent marker that I used. But you don't even have to draw a circle. I mean, if you just snip it, you know. I'm in Vermont, so it's freezing today, and it's really windy, and it's in the negatives, and we have about a foot of snow already on top of the snow we already have, so that's awesome. Not. So this is my little piece. Let me see if I can get it focused a little better. So that's my little piece I'm going to use. Let me grab some alcohol, and then I will clean that permanent marker off, and we'll begin to add the glitter and stuff. Okay, so I just took off the permanent marker. So this is the shape I have. I mean, it's pretty round, but it's fairly organic on the edges of it. So, you know, if you don't have something to smooth it out with, that is totally fine. The other day I used my Dremel, and which I've used for mosaics in the past, and rounding glass and different things, and I smoothed those ones out with just a basic Dremel and a basic Dremel bit, kind kind of, again, you could use a diamond bit or whatever you have. Your husband may have a lathe at home. Just really think outside the box, I guess is what I'm saying. So next you'll need a Dixie cup, and this is what I tend to mix my glitter in. I was mixing the other day in these little plastic containers I had. I don't know what I had them from, but I had them, and it really stuck to it. So I think like a paper thing might work better, even though the fine glitter, I don't know if you could see way down in there, it does kind of stick around the sides too. So it is going to be what it is, okay? So that was a pink I had mixed up the other day. Today we're going to do white. And so I'm going to use a really fine, just a basic wild glitter. This is a very fine one. So I'm going to start with a little of that. That was kind of a lot. That was a lot. I don't know, you can't see it because it's white. So I'm going to pour it in my pink cup because I'm going to make some more of those. So I don't know how many of these clear ones I'm going to make. We'll see how they look. So the fine glitter, I'm also going to take the chunky glitter. This one has a pink tone, which I wish they didn't, but I bet you I can find more somewhere else. Oh, hang on. Some of that. And then I'll use some of this tinsel glitter. And this one, this brand that I found on Amazon, this set of tinsel glitter came in 3, 6, 9. A 13-piece set with blues and pinks and greens, purple, silver, black, red, you know, a bunch of different ones. I think I got it on Amazon for probably under 15 bucks. And the brand is Doris, but I'm going to use this this clear pinky one right here. Glitz Faced, it's called. It's kind of a weird name. Fast. I don't know. But the white one. So I'm going to open that up. And again, pour a little bit of that into my cup. And I find this tinsel glitter is kind of sticky because it's like made out of tinsel, so it's kind of got a stickier, like it'll cling to your fingers and your paper more, so you really gotta like tap it. So again, this is white. I probably should have done a different color for this tutorial so you could see it better down in there. But again, I'm just mixing some glitters. And then I'm going to add some of the shaved ice ones. Of that one there. And I could probably just use this piece of fork to scoop a little bit in there. And these are really sticky too. These fine little pieces. And they all have a pink, kind of a pink hue. Okay. That's probably enough of everything. Again, I don't know how, oh, backwards, how well you can see in there, but okay. So I got my cup of glitter. Now you can use a paintbrush or anything to get the glue onto the piece of plastic. A toothpick also seems to work well. Just kind of whatever you have to get the glue from the glue container onto the plastic. So I'm going to use a toothpick, and I'm going to use the triple thick glue, which again really isn't that thick. I opened this the other day and I was surprised how thin it was. It kind of spilled out everywhere. I'm going to set my glitter aside so I don't knock it over. And then I'm going to take some of the glue and just cover your little piece. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. You want to get all the way to the edges. It's hard because if I tilt this too much, it runs, so I'm trying to do it so you can see but not tilt it crazy. So I'm not getting one glop at an end. Again, I'm waiting for my camera, my phone camera stand type thing to come. I mean, I have like a really nice camera, but I don't want to do all kinds of recording on that. So just a layer of glue all the way to the edges. I missed an edge right there. And I've actually, you know, the other day I did double layers of this. And so I did a layer of it, and then I didn't think it had enough glitter, so then I did another layer. I mean, so you can add multiple layers to bulk it up and to get it how you want. Okay, so we're done with a triple thick for right now. Then all you're gonna do is just pour your glitter on top. Make sure it's nice and focused on that. Okay. Pour a nice layer of glitter on. Set that off to the side. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. Okay. And then take a toothpick, or even have these big Q-tips that I've used for different things, and just gently, with something, pat it down. Just to kind of push it into the glitter, just very finely. You're just finely patting it down. Now I keep saying I'm going to let this sit on here and see how much it will absorb into the glue, but I don't keep doing it because I'm too impatient for waiting for it to absorb. So because I've never done that, I am going to do it, I think, because I want to see if I can get more of the glitter that's on there right now to adhere into there. So I think I am going to pause this for a couple, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and see how much of this it can absorb in before I shake off the excess. Okay, so let me pause this for, like I said, about a minute, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's been about a minute. I did tilt up my working surface, so we'll try to see how that works. I got these little tweezers that came with some kind of something, which actually work very handy. So I'm just going to pick it up because the glue takes a little while to set. Let's see. And then I have another clay tool that I'm going to use to kind of prop it up. And now I'm working on a slanted surface, so this is weird. And then I'll just tap off some of the excess. And for a first coat, let me show you how it turned out. See that? Now there are over here some kind of bald spots, so I may add a little glitter here and there on the top of it. I'm actually going to drop this pan back down because it's hard to work on a slanted surface. So if I was going to add, we'll take this glitter here and pour it back in our Dixie cup. So let me zoom back out. Okay. Make sure I get all the excess off. I'm going to set that down somewhere on the edge. Take my excess glitter, which is why I have a paper on this pan. Back in my cup, and I'll take my little piece back, and it's hard to show you guys on camera. I'm very surprised how hard it is to show things. Okay, so there's a few bald spots that I'm not happy with that I'm gonna add. So we'll take our Q-tip again, or our toothpick again, and get some more triple thick glue. Now I'm way out of focus, I think. Good. Okay, move my cup over to the side so I don't get... Now when you're adding, you don't want to touch any of the loose glitter because the glue is not 100% set yet, so you really don't want to pick it up and contaminate your pot of glue. So just very gently, let me again see if I can zoom in a little bit. So just very gently add a layer of glue on there and spread it around. And this also gives it kind of a more bulked up appearance. I mean, you could totally wait until it fully dries and then add this another layer, and you never know, I may add once it does fully dry. I get really impatient with my crafts because when I start making them, I just want to make them, you know. It's a little too much glue there. Now the other day when I added the triple thick onto the top of one of my pink ones, I actually liked the way it looked. So I'll see if I can, it's very fine how it looked. So I'll see after I do this if I can show you that and see if you can actually see what I'm talking about. And on the other ones, I've added on spots that I didn't like or I didn't think had enough. After it was dry, I totally just put a dab of glue on a spot I want, and I picked up a piece of glitter like that and just went doop and touched it on there. I mean, you can do that. See, a little piece, stuck it right on. I have all these kind of loose pieces that didn't go back in my cup that I can just loosely stick on there with just my toothpick. So let me close my triple thick up. It does stink. Triple thick stinks. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but right now it's the clearest drying. I should try it with a 3D gel, or any of your mixed media gels that you have. I'd rather have more on than enough, so I'm just pouring on, mounding it up. I'm going to take whatever I have to pat it down. I could even use this clay tool I have and gently kind of push it in. Just tapping it so I can see the edges of my piece. So some of these pieces of the shaved glass ones, like that one there, gets really big. So I may next time, instead of, I think it's I can't even ever say the Stampinduous one. I may try a different brand, but this is pretty. It does work like I wanted it to. But there's a German one that I was going to try, but I didn't want to spend 15 bucks on glitter on one type of the clear, so I figured I'd get the cheaper one. So let's now pick this up and shake it off and see how it looks this time. So just get up under it somehow. I don't want to stick my fingers right in all that glitter. So see, there's a piece here hanging off. I'm just going to pull that one off. Or I could stick it on or whatever. Look how much more stuck on that. And I guess your look will really depend on what kind of glitter you have, you know. And that did give it more of a mounded appearance of these. I'm a dental hygienist in day and a crafter by night, and so I wash my hands about 100 times a day, so sorry when they're dry and cracking this time of year. So that's pretty much it. I mean, if I wanted to add more later, I would literally just add some more glue where I wanted it and then some more glitter. So that's that. I was going to show you the piece I made the other day that I really liked, how the glue kind of made it, see right in the middle in here, it's very kind of frosted compared to the edges. So when it dries, its glue does dry really, really clear, which is why I got it. But again, there's probably tons, but do you see how it, like right in the middle, my finger's too big, but kind of right here in the middle, how it it's definitely more frosted. And then a blue one I made the other day. I think that's the one I did the other tutorial on, but I wanted to use some kind of plastic that was more basic that other people may be able to find and use easier. On my other tutorial, I did put the link from Amazon of where I found these acrylic shapes. They are out of stock right now, but I posted the link to these, the exact ones, but below that it shows other things that are similar on Amazon, and they have square ones. So I mean, you could use whatever, and those come in all different kinds of colors. I bought them for, I was doing mosaics a long time ago, so I bought them for that, and you get a whole bunch of them. And again, they do make, that is available right now, just square ones. So these work well, but they're thicker, so you need, I think a pair of mosaic nippers would probably be necessary to cut those, okay? So if you're going to use, let me zoom out. If you're going to use these type of things, you definitely want to have some nippers or something strong, because they are thicker to cut, but I like all the colors. So that's pretty much this tutorial. If you guys like it, or if it helped give you ideas, you know, definitely like, comment, you know, subscribe. I will be adding. I just barely started adding, and hopefully my videos and everything gets better. If things are too complicated or anything, let me know that as well, and I can try to modify them. That's why I made this second one with the plastic forks or plastic knives, so that way people could find these a lot easier. I figured that would work better for people. But just be creative, you know, we're all creative, and that's why we're watching tutorials. You know, and again, I made different shapes just from the excess pieces I had the other day, and I'm sure they'll work well in some kind of project. I don't have right now a project that I'm gonna stick them on. I am making a project, which is all messed up right now, a mixed media project. I don't want to knock my camera over, but a mixed media project I'm making right now, which again, I'm going to start posting tutorials on these too. But this is, you know, I used just a wooden, someone gave me these wooden frame type boxes, and then I used a piece of mat. I made this clay dragonfly. I bought this filigree over here at Michael's or something, some texture paste, and I may at some point add these little, you know, pieces somewhere. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm waiting for, I've never used resin, so I'm waiting for resin to come to put resin on my dragonfly that I made out of clay and stamped with some texture and stuff like that, some scripts. So I'm going to add some color and UV resin, so maybe I'll post a tutorial on how that works for my first time trying that. So anyways, I hope this helps give you kind of ideas on things to do. And that way maybe you don't have to buy gems. You can just make a bunch of different little gems for your projects. And yeah, at first it might cost you know, $30 to buy all the glitters and the gels and a cutter and stuff like that, but that stuff's gonna last a long time. Anyways, this is Katie. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, just post them below. Have a nice day, guys.